I have translated a strange passage from Jondar's journal. Long before he began serving Magda, he found a set of what he called key words hidden in a dusty librum. He writes that when he read these words, memories from his past returned to torment him. It was at that point that he began to mistrust the Order, though he did not say why. I am prepared to look upon these words and risk my soul. But I want you to understand something. I know I may die at any time. When I do, it must be without a single doubt that I am serving the light.
You risk more by delaying.
Thank you, my friend. But please, remember your promise.
You and your brother chose different paths.
We're not much alike, really. He was always dependable and practical. A complete bore, I'd say.
And you committed yourself to a life of crime.
Hardly. I was just amusing myself with the Thieves' Guild. It was nothing serious.
Your brother had no objections.
That may have been serious.
Did the Prophet foresee everything?
Well, I did not expect you to keep company with a seraph.
Tyrael.
I knew what he was the instant I beheld him, but being in his presence makes me quite nervous.
He is our ally.
We do not deserve it. Tyrael sacrificed all he knew to aid us. I hope it is worthwhile.
How did you meet your wife?
It's actually quite a tale. We met in a town not far from here on the outskirts of Curast. She was... well, you're not going to believe it. She was locked in a cage.
Your wife was a criminal?
No. They were going to burn her as a witch.
That is a crime here, isn't it?
Let's talk about this another time.
That is not for me.
A lovely piece.
What sort of man steals from a Templar?
I would never be caught stealing from you.
I find that hard to believe.
I'd have to be incompetent to get caught.
New goods today. Please look. You won't be disappointed.
I killed Magda. Before she passed, She claimed that Belial used the Imperial Guard to capture Leah.
Then they must be holding the Emperor against his will. I tremble to think what Belial might do with Leah and her growing power. The only chance we have to rescue Leah is to wrest the Emperor from the grasp of the Imperial Guard.
We need to get into the city. Ashira might be able to help. Do you remember your time as an angel?
Not just any angel. I was the Archangel of Justice. My fall awoke the vengeful dead who were slain unjustly during Diablo's reign of terror. There was nothing I could do. As my power left my body, I had absolutely no control over it. Caldeum is the greatest city in the world, the seat of the Empire of Kyrgyzstan.
So they say.
Its libraries overflow with undeciphered tomes of arcane knowledge. Its streets cover labyrinthine tunnels. It is a city of wonder and mystery. I do not know how these refugees persevere. Their situation is dire, and it seems there is little hope for them. Where do they find the strength to carry on?
Their hearts possess the will to survive.
The human spirit never ceases to amaze me. I feel Belial in the very air. I see his shadow behind haunted eyes, hear his voice whispering lies on the wind. He need not bring an army to this city. It is his already.
My people are shunned many places, but we were always welcomed in Caldeum. Something must be very wrong, that they won't even let their own people into the city now.
But what is it? You must tell me everything.
Is that any way to speak to me? And you don't need visions to see that Belial is in control of the city. The question is how?
See that armor? No wonder he destroyed those cultists in Alcarnus so easily.
I can't believe anyone could have survived that out there, let alone defeat those monsters.
I know, but he did it.
Amius, is that you? What happened?
Thieving peasants. They came while I was sleeping, pinned me down, and cut off my robes and jewelry.
I'm so sorry, my friend. Come, stay with me. I am sharing a tent with a fine and generous family.
Oh no, I'm staying where the guards are. You wait and see. That peasant family is going to slit your throat and rob your corpse.
I've dug up some new things for you to take a look at.
From the sculpted sky roads leading to the Imperial Palace, one can see all of breathtaking Caldeum below.
Breathtaking. Before the gates closed, I saw 3 rats and a starving child fighting over half an apple.
It pleases you to exaggerate, I'm sure.
No, it pleases me to pass out drunk in the shade. But here we are.
I wouldn't go over there if I were you. Some poor fellow fell to his death from the walls.
Is there no one to help us?
The
demons have taken over the desert. How long until they come to Caldeum?
My little Hakan has become so cruel, so paranoid in the last few weeks. I hear that he has ordered all of his staff to leave the city, or he will have them thrown from the walls. He cannot possibly mean me. I have cared for him since he was an infant.
The Emperor is destroying the city. He must come to his senses soon. The Emperor is destroying the city. He must...
Caldeum relies on trade to survive. If they keep the city closed for long, it will die.
The Trade Consortium Council has always been the ruling body of Caldeum, but it gained additional strength after the fall of the Vigerai. The councilmen saw opportunity in the rapidly growing Zakarum faith, and they allowed the fanatics to build their enormous cathedral, Saldenkal, within the center of the city. Not content to reign supreme in commerce and religion, the Trade Consortium Council aspired to make Caldeum a nexus of learning as well. It proposed to unite the mage academies in a massive new structure, the Ashari Sanctum, which has remained a beacon of knowledge and advancement ever since.
Tribute to the Emperor for years. He cannot treat us like this.
The condition...
Ashira, the Emperor is in danger. I need to speak with him.
I heard what you did at Qasim Outpost in Alcarnus. You have my thanks. And you shall have my help. Captain Ravan, this man has vital information regarding the massacre in the borderlands. We must see the Emperor at once.
Very well, but I don't think you'll find him receptive. Let them pass!
I am Lady Neferez. Let me back into the city this instant.
Let's go. I'll lead you to the palace.
You are bold to have sought this audience with me. My guards tell me you were responsible for the massacre of innocent villagers in Alcarnus.
Your guards lied.
If you are innocent, then why do you have spies skulking through my sewers? Bring her in!
Let me go!
I detest violence. Guards, I leave this matter in your hands.
I knew you'd come for me.
You are quite the optimist.
Get out of here. I will cover your escape.
Thank you. Now we need to get to the sewers. I'll explain why when we get there. must destroy their summoning construct. There has to be a way into the sewers from here. This leads to the sewers. I found my mother, Adria. She's a... So Magda was telling the truth. Somehow I knew my mother was alive. I always knew it.
But there is still a reason she never reunited with you.
What I have trained for.
I'm glad that's over.
We shall need very long baths after this.
The Accursed were created when a necrotic plague spread through Kyrgyzstan centuries ago. The infected watched in terror as their flesh blackened and died. The strongest medicines could not stop the decay. Eventually, they fell into a dormant state, and their bodies were piled up in dark and forgotten places where they could rest undisturbed.
Should be up here.
The electric eels are insidious pests that have taken root in the oases surrounding Caldeum. Known for their stinging strikes, these creatures are particularly dangerous when they attack in large numbers. It is said that raw eel has become a delicacy among Caldeum's elite, but I assure you these rumors are baseless.
Exemplary servants. Keep the witch alive until she talks. Pain will loose her tongue, but only to a point. Remember what happened with the Vizier's assistant. It was a pleasurable time, I admit. But the man had only incoherent babble and bloody strands of pus spilling from his lips by the end.
Over here! We could use your help! We think we have found a haunted chest spoken of in legends.
Then why have you come to me?
In case the tales are true, of course. What if it's haunted?
You would not mind opening it, would you?
Who disturbs my sleep? Join me in death and torment! Tell us about the Black Soul Stone! We know of the three that the Horadrim used to trap the Primevals. What is the purpose of this one?
Your master Belial has good reason to fear it.
Leave her alone!
Seize them!
Your mind is always wandering.
It is merely the consequence of seeing that which is not readily visible. I have accepted it.
Being unusual has its strengths.
Then you have my thanks. Although, perhaps you are right. I feel as though part of me still sleeps in the faraway...
Leah, my daughter.
You know who I am?
My darling, I've watched over you all your life, but I never dared get close because of the danger that always shadows me.
Speaking of which, let's get moving. I am returning to town. What happened to your brother?
Nothing you'd want to hear.
I have heard a lot. I could probably help.
And then what? I suppose you'll make it all right. You'll fix it up just like another one of your little errands. Some things aren't that easy.
I will respect your privacy.
God, you're so noble about it too. Spare me.
After all this time, my mother is alive. I couldn't be happier, and yet it's still hard to accept that she never sent word to me or Uncle Deckard. She said that she wanted to keep me safe, but I just wish I'd known. Well, at least I have her now.
Those you've chosen to fight alongside you are an interesting bunch. Children after my own heart, flawed in such interesting ways. Irena, you are quite vivacious for one with such a burden. Cormac has certainly noticed. Oh, don't pretend you haven't seen him looking at you. He'd best keep his vows in mind. Or maybe he shouldn't. And that Lyndon, he makes me laugh. He can warm my bed any night. Reminds me of my second husband, he does.
Hey, mister, I got some new things. You should take a look.
I heard that you were there 20 years ago when Mount Eriot was destroyed.
Baal, the Lord of Destruction, sought to enslave mankind to the power of hell by corrupting the sacred World Stone. Unthinkable though it was, I was forced to destroy it.
But there were consequences.
Understand, friend, that entire worlds burned as heaven and hell fought over the World Stone. Eriot's destruction was regrettable. And, believe me, I paid a high cost as well.
I'm surprised Cain never told you why I left. He knew I was called to fight the Lords of Hell, and I knew he would keep you safe.
He's gone now.
Then it's fate that we have been reunited. Cain's work, your work, is my war.
According to the Herodric texts, only 2 evils remain. Belial is here in Caldeum, and Asmodan has yet to reveal himself.
What happened when you destroyed the World Stone?
The resultant explosion dispersed the light and harmony of my angelic being. Without form or shape, I restored myself within the realm of pandemonium. It took me 20 of your years, but finally, I returned home to the high heavens.
Did your brethren understand?
Hardly. Believing my actions had endangered creation, the Angiras Council put me, the Archangel of Justice, on trial. I knew then that heaven was doomed, unless I could enlist the aid of mankind against the coming onslaught of hell.
Leah still adores you, even though you left her behind.
What? No, I never saw it that way. She grew up in safety, while I risked my life to find the key to our salvation. It was the sacrifice that I had to make. In any case, Leah will meet her full potential under my guidance. Do you not have things to do?
How well did you know Cain?
For a time, during the darkening of Tristram, we spent many nights in the Tavern of the Rising Sun, discussing his Herodric texts and the varied arcana I'd collected during my travels.
Did you meet again?
Only from afar. From time to time our paths would cross, and I would catch glimpses of Leah as she grew. It broke my heart that I could not reveal myself and raise her as my own.
How did the guards capture you?
I was trying to steal out of the city. I'd returned to gather some things before setting out to recover Zoltan Kuhl's head, and the guards found me.
The guards were asking you about this Black Soul Stone. I remember reading about it in Uncle's journal, but it didn't seem important.
No, but it is. It is the key to defeating evil forever. It was created by the mage Zoltan Kuhl to trap demonic souls.
Yes, he was a renegade Horadrim, dismembered by his brethren before he could activate the Soul Stone. His head was sealed away in the Dulgar Oasis.
We must retrieve it, because if we're to use the Soul Stone to defeat Belial and Azmodan, Zoltan Kuhl must live again.
I have a new ally. The witch, Adria. She believes that the Black Soul Stone will allow us to defeat the Lords of Hell. But this remains to be seen.
Murderer, torturer, monster. These were the titles bestowed upon Zoltan Kuhl by the Horadrim. Though it cost them dearly, they killed the wizard for his crimes against nature and sealed his broken corpse within a shadow realm. It seems they were afraid he might return.
This Adria, I sense dark things about her. She is not averse to using whatever means necessary to destroy Azmodan and Belial. She will use the Black Soul Stone, no matter what the cost.
We have no alternative.
Some costs may prove too high, even for you. I worry about Leah. How is she?
I don't know. Why?
Oh, no reason. She just needs someone looking out for her. This Zoltan Kuhl sounds like an untrustworthy fellow. You don't have your head separated from your body for no good reason.
Corpses take many forms. We need this one for the Soul Stone.
Well, if you must. But I don't trust any of those ancient sorcerer types. Always up to no good.
How did you rescue your wife?
I broke her out in the middle of the night and we escaped. They didn't chase us far. I guess they were glad to see her go.
You did not fear her, even given the accusations.
She wasn't a witch. She was a mystic. Though we didn't find that out for a time. Not until we started traveling with the Vetchin wagon train. But that's a story for another time.
Zoltan Kuhl, a legend. There is no doubt in my mind he is as powerful as the stories say. But for every bit of his genius, he was surely mad. He was obsessed with immortality and power.
A madman. We would do better to leave him asleep in the desert than to call on him for aid.
You have a better idea.
I do not. It is merely a warning.
After what I've heard of him, I'd prefer not to become involved with this Zoltan Kuhl.
It will be dangerous, but you have faced great peril before. If Belial and Azmodan invade, you will have much more to worry about than a dismembered wizard.
I don't like dealing with Kuhl any better than you do. but I see no other way. If Adria says we must, then we must. Uncle Deckard trusted her, and so will I.
300 years ago, I selected Kul and 6 others to form the Horadrim. He was a great man who was driven mad by his long quest to hunt evil.
He is not the first. What did he do?
He delved into powers not meant for man, trying to fashion an artifact that could fill his empty heart with the souls of angels and demons. The Horadrim had no choice but to slay him. The Order never recovered.
I thought my family could leave this hellish place and go to the Dulgar Oasis. But they say the demons are there as well.
I do not feel well.
I'm not surprised. You've been out in the sun for hours.
I can't leave. The Emperor will come to his senses any moment now.
Take some of my water, you fool.
They will never break our spirits. They will never break our spirits.
I know a lot of people are happy that the nobles are out here with us, but we are used to this life. It must be hard on them.
Caldeum changed drastically in recent years when the Kurast nobles all but invaded the city. Soon after, their emperor Hakan I joined them and made Caldeum his capital. Though his actions seemed audacious, he managed to bring further peace and prosperity to the city for the duration of his reign. All was well under the new emperor until his untimely death forced the Zakarum priests to find a new heir for Kejistan's throne. Through a series of elaborate rituals, undoubtedly a spectacle for their superstitious followers, they determined an impoverished infant in the north was Hakan I's spiritual successor.
How long must this continue? It's hard to stay hopeful.
The Imperial Guards are demons in disguise. I swear it's true.
Why don't you come see Tilnan's new good?
Hells are you? You look like you could storm the city gates all by yourself.
Maybe I could convince you to try.
It's disgusting. I've seen that man going in and out of the sewers.
You never can tell with those types.
I think we may have a visitor up ahead.
Duriel is the twin of Andariel. I believe that they conspired together to assist Diablo in releasing Mephisto and Baal, though they had both supported the lesser evils in the past. The Lord of Pain was found guarding Baal's prison, the tomb of Tal Rasha, when he was slain by heroes.
Why would you feel empty?
There are fragments of myself that are lost to me. They linger in the corners of my mind, just out of reach.
Listen to me. I cannot talk for long, but Lyle's guards are constantly watching me.
Are they?
Forgive me for my behavior at court. The gods would have killed me had I sided with you. But I will help you now as I can. You must be headed to the Oasis. I can open this gate for you.
You must act. Retake control of your city.
There's little I can do. Between my advisors and the Imperial Guard, my every move and action are controlled. I've tried to fight back, but Belial's influence is strong. But now you've given me a chance. Perhaps my only chance.
How can you aid me if you are being watched?
You're here to kill Belial, aren't you? I can help.
But you have no power.
I can still fight in my own way. I want my empire back. I will find where Belial is hiding and deliver him to you.
You have already proved yourself untrustworthy.
I told you it was not my choice. My every move is controlled and I am surrounded by enemies. But I swear to you, I will help you. I will prove it to you.
Consumes you! This world can abide you no longer! Of Mephisto, Lord of Hatred, was so pervasive that even after he had been defeated and entombed in a soul stone, his demonic essence oozed upwards into Travancore and corrupted the Zakharum priests. Though he fell to the same heroes who killed his brothers, I fear for us should he ever return.
beautiful.
To focus on the dangerous foes one may encounter on the ground, but the Bloodhawks rule the skies with terrible ferocity. These crimson-winged birds will wait until their prey is at a disadvantage, then swoop down to attack. Watch for their shadows on the nearby terrain, and be prepared to flee quickly.
Help as many of the villagers here as you can. There are no others who will aid them.
Centuries ago, a much smaller Chaldeum depended upon small wells for its water. Then came the mysterious Dalgur, offering Chaldeum an oasis of unparalleled splendor, located in an area previously thought to be desert, asking only that his name be permanently affixed to the land. Then he vanished into the wastes.
World can abide you no longer!
Please help me! What's that noise? Oh no! They found us! The Imperial Guard left me here to die, but you saved me. Thank you.
We will seek these guards you speak of. They will be punished for this.
You will not enter the aqueducts! Lord Belial them!
I cannot open this. Has blessed me.
These demons also seek Zoltan's head. We must be swift.
Give it more time. This chest is not all it's...
Oh my!
They weren't expecting a priest of Rathma.
overwhelm the enemy and seize his companions. There is a witch among them, and another, a girl. Bring them to me along with the Black Soul Stone. They will be searching for the head of Zoltun Kuhl. Scour the oasis for it. Some old sorcery lingers on the skull, and it must be mine.
Perhaps these lands will be tranquil again someday.
Thank you. I thought I was a dead man. I pick up garbage from the aqueduct so it doesn't ruin our water supply. Doesn't pay well, but I find plenty to sell. Have a look.
Help me, please! Someone help! I'm being robbed!
You quiet! Or I will give you a count from your mouth.
The enemy has destroyed Alcarnus and most of the cultists. The Master commands us to capture more slaves immediately. Go to the oasis and abduct the villagers. Kill any who resist. That way we shall both gain allies and destroy enemies.
Thank you. Those vile creatures were looting my goods. Now that you have saved me, I'd be happy to allow you the privilege of buying them instead.
Door is sealed by magic means. The stone faces upon the ground seem to have some reaction to our presence. We would investigate further, but our intrusion has woken something in these halls. We should not linger.
Strange magic radiates.
I'm unable to get it open. I am overburdened. I am overburdened. I am returning to town.